Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video, we're going through the Essendon versus Adelaide game, in which Adelaide could have quite nearly they definitely ended Essendon's top 4 hopes, but they could have ended, Essendon's season in itself, because they are going to be battling for top 8 now. Absolutely battling. They basically need to beat Freo to get top 8, as I don't expect them to currently beat the Brisbane and Sydney in rounds 23 and 24, so we'll know in the next week or two whether they are going to make finals, as if they drop another game, they could be potentially out of the 8 if results don't go their way in the next, by the end of today, and by the end of next week if they don't. I think they have Gold Coast, so they'll probably win that, but this was a bad loss for Essendon. This could be a season-defining loss, and on the back of, it was, Rochelle, and it was a little bit of karma for the events that occurred, I believe, at Adelaide Oval earlier in the year with Draper jumping on the ball, and now it's sort of come back to, in a way, sort of bite them as they lost a tight one. But anyway, before we jump into this video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and let's get into this video. So, first of all, Langford 117 doesn't really matter too much. 30-29, 36-22, 2 goals, 1. He actually did really well for a guy that only kicked 2 goals, 1 to, in the end, get to a 117. For a big man is pretty good. 12 marks definitely does go a long way. Zach Merritt 109 was very nonchalant from him. 18, 31, 40, 20, 30 touches, 1 mark, 5 tackles. He's just one of the best in the comp, simply put, and he also chipped in with a goal. And he does it at crucial times, which is the big thing, and that's why he does get a lot of Supercoach points. Like, I'm pretty sure this could have even been a 120, 130 Supercoach. Let me just double check that for you guys. Here we go. It was a 108 Supercoach. So yeah, he just definitely put in a large body of work, and if it wasn't for the late comeback, he probably would have ended up 120 Supercoach, as I think, I know Caldwell at least was like a 108, 107 when he got concussed. Well, not concussed, I should say, actually subbed out of the game. So Merritt probably would have been 7, 8 higher than as well, and then he just fell away because he wasn't there in the crucial moment. Martin 97, again, just around that 90 mark, it's all right. Job done again. I think he also scored about 90 odd in Supercoach as well. He had a 97-90 split, not the worst, not the best. McGrath 91, Durham 91, Redmond 90. Caldwell was doing horrifically in the first quarter, and then 28, 38, 10, and then he was on 10, and then was going to have to sit 15 minutes because of the concussion test that he had to do, and 15 minutes on the bench, most likely expanded out to probably 16 or 17, as you can't usually get a rotation in that quickly after the 15 minutes minimum elapsed. So that would have put him probably sitting on the bench till about the 22-minute mark of the quarter. And I just want to see, when was this shot from Rochelle? The Rochelle shot came with 30 seconds left, so he would have been on the field for the last 7 minutes with sore ribs. And I understand the decision to sit Caldwell, given that there was about 26 minutes left in the game, time on included, and he had to sit for about 15 to 17 of those minutes. So that's roughly about 60% of the remaining game time he had to sit out, and you never really want to have that on in the last quarter. So, especially when it could have come through about 5 minutes, 10 minutes in, that he was going to miss anyway, so you're just burning time effectively. So I understand the decision with Caldwell, even though he was probably at that point their best player for the last 2 quarters. So it sucked for VC and captaincy because he was on track to go big. But the good thing is for him is he's not out next week, unlike some other guys that we'll see in this week. He's fine, and he might be a test because of his ribs or whatnot. I've heard some things about that, but I'm not too worried about that. So I'm at least happy that he's not entered concussion protocol. Ridley 84, Draper 83. I thought Draper, again, the problem with him is 1 goal, 1, 14 touches, 5 marks, 1 tackle, 21 hitouts. I just don't see him becoming a top line ruck, and I wonder what's going to happen with him. And I think that's the big difference with Essendon compared to other sides right now, is that other sides that they're competing have a massive ruck, or they have a massive forward alongside him, or they have, the Swans have Brodie Grundy and McLean. The Dogs have English, and also the likes of Sam Darcy, or even not Lob. They have also got Hugo Hagen, another, and also Norton, and also who else is there? They have a lot of guys there. Do the Bulldogs that are tall forwards, whereas I don't really see that with Essendon, to be honest with you. And I think that's one of the big difference makers, is their talls aren't really that good at the moment. So that's probably where they've got to look at and improve. And I wonder whether the transition to Nick Bryan's going to happen soon. Ridley Draper, Dersmer Cox. I thought he actually had a really good game on the wing, a tall winger. Him, and also I think that the find of, where is he? Harrison Jones. I thought he looks really good on the wing as well. So I think they found something there with those two. Shield, I thought, had a really good start and then faded very quickly. I almost thought about him when he was on about 60 or so, or 50 very, very quickly. Look at here. He was on, 48, about 12, 48, 52, 12 minutes into the second. I thought, have we missed a trick with Dylan Shields? Because I did look at him and his numbers and saw that he had 2 tons and this was a sub 16 here. So I thought about that, but then again, it's just one of those ones where we remember the mistakes video where I say don't go for guys that have a good L3. No one here really fancy relevant at all, to be honest with you. And we move over, and Archie Perkins, another guy. I think he's got to probably get a move on now, as he's just not progressing, I don't think. Then we go over to Adelaide. Keys, 50-point last quarter, absolutely humongous. Kicked crucial goals, and yeah, he was just huge. 5 goals, 22 touches, 8 tackles is absolutely huge. And I just like him in this new role that he's got. I don't think he can take time in the CBAs, but I don't think he's taken too much time. I think he's more like this Tom Papley role, and that really does suit him. You know, he does have a crash bash type of style when he does run through the packs, which is really good to see. But yeah, he's also a goal sneak as well. He had 6 CBAs out of 6 out of 38. So what's that, like 15%, 14%? 6 divided by 36. Was it 36 or 38? 6 divided by 38. 6 divided by 38 is 15%, 16%. So yeah, he really didn't have many CBAs, but I think most of them came in the last bit of here, in the last sort of quarter and a half. And yeah, I thought he was really impactful there and one of his best games, but I don't think he'll be fancy relevant. Maybe you take a stab on him as your like 23rd Primo with like a round or 2 to go. If he plays early in the last couple of rounds, I don't know exactly, but yeah, he may be one that you look at in the like last round or 2, but I wouldn't do it yet, just because, like we said with Shield, I think this could be an L3, and I don't think the role is stable enough that for him to score terribly well. O'Brien, Laird, Fogarty, Saligo, 81. Dawson entered concussion protocols on 81. Yeah, his season has just turned upside down, basically. Yeah, he's just not in... His position is changing too much, I feel like, and I think there's just no continuity there for him. And he did have that big hip and shoulder from Caddy, but that wasn't the one that actually concussed him. He was the one from the likes of Nick Martin. I think there was a head clash very, around this marker here, 6 minutes into the last quarter, where he just he had symptoms pretty much straight away. Taylor, 78, Hinge, Dowling, 75, a score that I ended up taking in the end, which I'm happy with, because Humphreys didn't have a good game because it was absolutely pissing down in Geelong, and the field was just so wet and muddy that he wasn't going to get as many marks, and you'll see that in the recap. So happy that I took Dowling's score, but yeah, other scores around me sort of did stuff me over. Scholl, Berry, McElhaney, yeah, he did all right. Rochelle here, 61. Smith, Thilthorpe, Murphy, Nankervis, Cook, Keane, Himmelberg. Hugh Bond is the tagging role, and we suck this. This sucks. We don't like this. As 4, 14, 1, 13. Yeah, it just doesn't do well. And yeah, I just don't like that role, to be honest with you. And as a defender, 205k. It's not going to be fancy relevant, to be honest with you. And then Murray. So that pretty much is the video there going through the Essendon versus Adelaide game, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.